So, welcome everyone to our midweek exhale. Thank you so much for taking a sigh with me then and just helping me to settle into my seat and into the space. If you want to do a couple more of those sighs whilst I'm speaking, then I'm sure your physiology will respond with a little smile. So, my name is Sharyn, and I am here hosting the Midweek Exhale with my wonderful colleague Marie. And as ever, we're going to lead you in a series of 4 breathworks. These breathworks are all breath styles that you would learn to facilitate if you were doing our breath coach training, which is slightly different to our breathwork facilitator training, where we focus much more on the facilitating and conscious connected breathwork, which is a transformational breathwork. So tonight we're going to focus on the different breaths that we might do in our breath coach training. And the way that we're going to host the session is we are going to lead with an introduction to the breath. And then we are going to allow you 6 minutes to actually be in your own space with the breath, experiencing the impact of the breath for your very self, building a relationship with your own breath. And then there'll be a moment, 2 minutes actually, then be 2 minutes of silence. And in that 2 minutes of silence, it's a time for you just to well, maybe be with the silence. Maybe there might be some integration. Maybe you might notice some differences between before and after the breath. And it gives you just a time for you to check in with how you are, who you are in that moment. And then we'll do that all over again with a different breath. We'll introduce the breath, we'll experience the breath, we'll reflect on the breath. And we do that 4 times. And this is our invitation for you to just unwind, spend some time with the breath, and have an exhale in the middle of the week. So you don't have to be on the go for the next hour. You can just be who you are, where you are right now. So I think without further ado, if you would like to make yourselves comfortable, I would suggest that you are seated or lying down to practice these breaths. But if you do feel like moving, then please let that into your space. We are eager for you to be comfortable above all else. So adjust your space, adjust yourself to make sure that this is like a real treat. I would love it to be a real treat in your evening. Okay, so let's make a start as we always do by becoming aware of our breath. So just noticing for a little while how the breath is moving through your body. Imagine it's like greeting a friend. Say hello to your breath. Take the time to be there with your breath. And notice as you just take this time, notice what you notice. Perhaps your body is speaking to you. Perhaps you can feel some tension. Maybe pain. Maybe discomfort. You might feel like moving, and bringing some relief. And just stay in communication. You, your breath, and your body. And as you begin to quieten, you might notice thoughts that perhaps your to-do list or your activities of the day were just a little bit louder, so you hadn't had the chance to just hear what was going on in your wonderful mind. And as you listen to those thoughts, as you witness and hear those thoughts, there might be some that you maybe want to set aside until later. And we're not avoiding here, we're saying, okay, I hear you, but I'm going to just do this hour, and then I'll be around and can maybe deal. And as you do that, just notice what emotions arise for you in this place.
There is.
And notice how your breath has changed as you just spent some time with it and just welcomed the breath into the space, welcomed your conscious awareness of the breath. Allowed some space between whatever you were doing before you arrived. And this little time of review of where you are right now. how you are right now. And just allow yourself to be here without any judgment, but witnessing everything, noticing everything, and giving yourself permission to be there in that space, whatever that is. And as the track comes to an end, we invite our first time of silent reflection. I invite you to consider all the different bodies that we've invited in to join us with the breath today.
And as the silence comes to an end, just reflect on how that silence felt for you this week. And our second breath style today is going to be a reduced breath style. So what we're going to do is we're going to breathe less. So we're going to slow our breath down. We're going to breathe less air into our lungs, but we're still going to breathe deep down into our belly. And when we do this, sometimes we begin to feel air hunger, like you need to take a big breath. And if that happens to you, just bring your breathing back to normal. And then join us again with the reduced breathing when you feel like you can. So when you're breathing, I want you to concentrate on making your breathing silent, making it soft and making it silent. So maybe just try that. Breathing in and out through your nose. Breathing really slowly. And only breathing enough air, not filling up your lungs. And then exhaling really slowly through your nose again. You can imagine having a feather in your hand and the exhale wouldn't move the feather. That's how light you want to work towards. And if this is the first time you've done this, this might feel a little bit strange and a little bit difficult, and that's okay. Just do what you can. Breathing in and out through your nose and beginning to reduce your breath, beginning to slow your breath down. Making your breath smaller. And making it quieter and really focusing on your breath. As we do this, we're increasing the amount of carbon dioxide in our body, but we're also calming our nervous system. And if it's becoming too much, or if you feel you need to take a big breath, take that breath. Allow your breathing to come back to normal. And then just begin to reduce it again. Begin to make it lighter again. Really soft and really light. And again, if you feel you really need to take a big breath, just take that breath. And allow your breathing to come back to its natural rhythm and begin to soften it again. So go into the last minute, maybe trying to soften your breath a little bit more. Maybe making it a little more gentle and a little slower. And as the music fades out, just allowing your breath to come back to its natural rhythm and just reflecting in the silence.
And as the bird song begins again, I invite you to consider how it felt being in silence this second time, and how different your breath felt after that practice of long, slow, deep breathing. We're going to build on that now with our next breath in this sequence. So I'm going to invite you to keep your breath inhaling and exhaling throughout the nose. And we're going to shorten the pause at the top and at the bottom of the breath. So we can almost make the breath in a circular motion, never ending like the waves in the ocean. And we're just going to gently breathe in and out at your own rhythm. And we're not pushing on the inhale or the exhale. Just a very gentle circular breath. Just practice a couple of times inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And as the music just creates a little pattern underneath, just let that pattern guide your breath. And you can choose the speed. But I suggest you start slow, a little deeper than you were breathing before, but still nice and steady. Just letting your inhale move straight into your exhale. And let your exhale become your inhale. And check in with your body. Remember, we checked in with the body, the mind, and your emotions, and just see how you're feeling with this breath. And just ask yourself, would I like to speed this up a little bit? Or would I like to slow it down some? Be responsive. Breathing the circle of life. Inhale, exhale. And just observe your breath. Observe how you feel. And for the last couple of minutes of this track, decide again, keeping the breath circular. Do you want to breathe faster? Or do you want to breathe slower? letting the breath and the body be your guide. The inhale becoming the exhale becoming the inhale. Coming home to yourself. Letting your breath return to normal, return to its natural rhythm, and enjoying the silent reflection.
And as the bird song begins again, just reflecting on the last silence. And was it different to the other silences? And now we've come to our last breath style of this evening. And for this, we're going to use our hands. And we're going to breathe in as we trace up our fingers. And then as we trace back down, we're going to breathe out. If you're unsure of what I mean, just look on the screen, breathing out as we go down. And we're breathing in as we come up. And find your own rhythm, but match the length of the exhale to the length of your finger, and the length of the inhale to the length of your finger. And when we get to the base of the thumb, We're going to come back and do it all again. And when you're breathing, I want you to keep your attention on your breath, but also on the touch. It's really good for bringing you back into your body, because that tactile, that touch, bring you back into your body. It also can be soothing as well, because it's nearly like hand holding. And it also, it's very good for calming your mind, because you have to keep your mind focused on keeping your breath and the length of your finger the same. So start at whichever side you like. And just gently inhale as you come up. And then exhale as you come back down. Your focus as much as you can on your breath and on the touch. Keeping your hands soft. If your breath slows down, just slow your finger down as well. If you find your hands getting sore, swap to the other side using the other hand. Ready to change hands again if you like. Really focusing on the sense of touch and on your breath. As the music fades, you can let your hands go and bring your breath back to its natural rhythm and enjoy the silence. And as the bird song begins for the final time this evening, just reflecting again on the silence. Maybe on the 4 silences. And maybe just taking a few moments to notice, has anything changed from when you started? And when you tuned into your body at the beginning, and your breath, and your emotions, has anything changed? And then slowly maybe beginning to become aware again of your surroundings. And keep your eyes closed, but just be aware of the space that you're in. Maybe begin to introduce a little bit of movement. Fingers, your toes. A stretch or a yawn. Maybe moving your head. And when you're ready, maybe gently opening your eyes and just looking around at the familiar things that are around you in the room. Then maybe if you want to, just coming up to sitting and joining us back in the Zoom room. And if you want to stay lying down and stay resting, that's also fine. And thank you very much for joining us for our Midweek Exhale. And we will be back here again next Wednesday evening. But I'm going to turn off the recording now.